Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Ford Figo facelift. Yes, the key is similar to the one on the EcoSport, and by pressing this button you can open the boot. But here's the car in front. It comes in 3 variants, the base, ambient, then there's the titanium, and this is the titanium blue. Now the difference is that the titanium variant gets some chrome treatment, which is here and on the grille of course, and this being the titanium blue is more of a sporty variant, so it gets this black finishing on the grille and it's known as the carbon black, I believe, and of course the blue finish over here around the fog lamp surrounds, which also looks nice. This is of course the towing hook of the vehicle, and let's quickly open the engine bay right away. So this is the new engine in the Figo, which first came in the Freestyle, then came in the Aspire, and of course it offers better drivability, and the gearing is also on the taller side. So yeah, it does rev first gear almost 60 kilometers per hour. You can see the motor is actually on right now. Not the most refined when open, but from the inside it is very refined, and they put insulation here as well. That of course works pretty well on this vehicle. And as I move around, let me tell you that this titanium blue variant gets 15-inch wheels, other variants get 14-inch wheels, and the suspension is also slightly different. So a lot of black treatment of course on the outside rear view mirrors. Over here also you get the black treatment, and of course the wheels are also blackened. These are 195/55/15 tires. Yeah, they are bigger than the regular model, and of course the roof is also finished in black. So sporty appeal certainly on the Figo, and you get these body graphics as well on the lower half. And as I turn around, let me tell you that this car does look nice because it gets this blue badging here actually, and again graphic here, black treatment here, rear parking sensors. Of course there's a rear view camera as well, which is placed here, and of course this fake diffuser is there too. So certainly this car does look very appealing now. Yeah, the Figo has always been a nice looking car, especially the Figo S, but this particular vehicle, thanks to these small additions, actually looks much better than before. And Ford has done a great job of launching a sportier variant right from the onset, not waiting to launch it as a special edition model later on. Now there's no electromagnetic tailgate opener, but using the key you can actually open the boot, so I have done just that right now. The boot space is decent actually, but the loading lip is on the higher side, and the spare wheel isn't an alloy. In fact, the spare wheel is a 14-inch, 175. Yeah, that's right. So cost cutting is there. Maybe this area will not be able to fit a full-size spare wheel. 175/65/14, and of course steel wheel, 80 kilometers per hour. Maximum speed limit marked on the tire, space saver as they call it. Let's quickly get into the rear seat. Now this car actually has the longest wheelbase in the segment, but there are no door pockets on the rear doors, which is a bit disappointing, and there's good amount of knee room and legroom on offer. The seat is really scooped out. There's a magazine holder here as well, and overall the cabin does feel solid. The windows do not roll down all the way. Yeah, they roll down till here only, but there's chrome treatment on the door handles, and of course there's good amount of headroom on offer as well. There are 2 headrests here. There's no third headrest, there's no center armrest, which is something I expect considering the Renault Kwid also has it now. And overall the cabin does not feel very airy because it doesn't get the beige treatment. It of course gets the complete black treatment for the sportier feel, along with these blue inserts because of the blue variant name of course. So as you can see, there's nothing much to talk about in the rear because there are no rear AC vents, and in the middle there's a slight hump as well, and 3 people can actually sit inside, not very comfortably because the cabin isn't really very wide inside the vehicle. They can keep a lot of stuff here in the parcel shelf as well, and that's about it. There's not much to talk in the rear seat. I'm so sorry about that, but yeah, this car doesn't have much to offer in the rear seat as such, but there's decent amount of space on offer, which is a good thing, and seats are actually very comfortable. Yeah, you can see the blue badging here on the seats as well. Front door pockets are massive because they didn't give rear door pockets, they decided to give massive door pockets at the front itself. Again, the blue treatment looks nice. These are the controls for the power windows, and this is the control for the mirror, the outside rear view mirror. Meanwhile, there's a space here to keep the stuff. Yeah, you can keep the key there, but I don't understand why anyone would want to keep stuff there, although you can keep hidden stuff there. That's like a hidden compartment. There is no dead pedal on offer, which is a bit disappointing. Meanwhile, these are the controls for the headlight, and of course this is for the front fog light, this is for the rear fog light, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. It gets automatic headlights, it gets automatic wipers, it gets push button start, it gets plenty of features now, which really is a good thing. The glove box is decent sized. Now when I sit inside, let me tell you something, that the dashboard, although looks appealing, the quality levels don't look like very good. I mean, there are some cheap plastics and of course hard plastics as well over here. The space to keep stuff here. There's a 12-volt charging socket here, there's a USB plug along with an aux port too, and there's a good amount of space here. One bottle here, one bottle here, one bottle here, and of course you can keep your phone and stuff here. Right now I've kept the walkie-talkie, and yeah, overall cabin does feel nice because there are plenty of features on offer. Steering gets a piano black finish as well. These are the controls for the audio system. Meanwhile, you can see that the sun visor gets a mirror. Same is the case here as well, mirror, but there's no light on offer, and the air conditioning works brilliantly well. It gets a climate control air conditioning, and over here in the center we get a new 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system. Now this is not the same as the Aspire. Cost cutting here, it's not the Sync 3. It is a rather basic one because it misses out on Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto connectivity. However, there is a reverse parking camera with guidelines, but they are not adaptive here. Now the touchscreen works decently well, and of course audio quality is also decent. Let me play an audio right away. Audio quality is decent, but because of the lighter build of this vehicle, you can actually feel some sort of vibrations. Other than that, the cabin does look nice. Of course, there's a light placement here, auto dimming inside rear view mirror. That's again a very nice touch. The instrument cluster is similar as before. It's kind of small. It could have been slightly bigger. It's telling me exactly which door is open as well, which is again a very nice touch. Inside this vehicle, this is obviously to turn on the vehicle. This is for wiper controls. You can see the wipers, they work decently well. Meanwhile, these are the controls for the indicators, and there's a button here which you can operate in order to go to the multi-information display right below the speedometer. So it will tell you a lot of things like distance to empty, of course, what is the average fuel economy, 10.8 kilometers per liter right now, and how much fuel you have consumed as well, what is your average speed, and basically what is the odometer, trip meter, and there's a temperature meter as well below, along with an outside temperature meter as well. The fuel meter is on the right, the tachometer is on the left, and telltale lights are placed all over the place. So the AC vents can be closed like this. And kudos to Ford for offering so many features inside this vehicle. It is really a very nice touch. Now these are the controls for the audio system inside this vehicle. This is the hazard light switch, and the front seats are actually quite comfortable as well. But this being powered by a new petrol engine, how is it to drive? Before that, the horn actually works decently well. Let's get driving right away. Alright, we are all set to go in first gear, revving the motor, revs all the way till 7,000 RPM, lot of wheel spin, and we are off. Now of course, this is the petrol Ford Figo which gets a new engine. Now this engine is of course the new 1.2 liter unit, which is also known as the Dragon. It's a 3-cylinder engine, but somehow just doesn't feel like a 3-cylinder engine because it is so terrifically refined, and of course it's a big step up from the older engine which did not have such good amount of low end punch. This one definitely has a better low end punch because performance seems much better here in the low end, although the mid range is a bit flat and the top end actually feels alive on this vehicle. However, the top end actually is kind of misleading because of the sound. You feel it's going faster than it actually is. However, it's not really pulling as strongly as you would have thought, but overall performance is great from this motor, and I love the way the exhaust sounds in the top end. Especially it makes a great intake note. Alright, here we are downshifting into third, and here we go pulling, and yeah, it absolutely feels alive once you reach the top end. Mid-range has some sort of hesitation, there's a flat spot there, but overall I would say the performance is really very nice. Now this 1.2 liter Dragon motor produces 96 PS of power and 120 Newton meters of torque, which by the way is segment leading. In fact, all the engines of the Figo are segment leading in terms of output, because while the 1.2 liter petrol produces the most power and torque in the segment, the 1.5 liter petrol automatic also produces the most power and torque as such, because it produces 123 PS of power and 150 Newton meters of torque. Meanwhile, the 1.5 liter diesel produces 100 PS of power and 250 Newton meters of torque. Now an important thing to note here is that the petrol automatic actually weighs more than the diesel, yeah, because of the weight of the gearbox, and overall performance of course is decent enough in the automatic, but it's mostly the convenience on offer which is great. Now this particular 1.2 liter motor actually returns a mileage of 20.4 kilometers per liter as per ARAI, which is quite decent as well. Revving the motor, and yeah, wheel spin. Now this car isn't under tired. It gets 15-inch wheels, 195 tires, but still there is some amount of wheel spin on offer when you launch it aggressively, because that is the amount of punch on offer. Yes, it does feel alive, and compared to the old engine, definitely this is a big step up from the Dragon motor. It is good in terms of NVH as well. In fact, you cannot feel this is a 3-cylinder engine. Although this is a 3-cylinder, it actually feels like a 4-cylinder in terms of NVH. Refinement is that great on this vehicle. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour should take around 12 seconds. Meanwhile, the top speed is around 170 kilometers per hour. The gearbox is also new, although it could have done with smoother shift because there is some hesitation sometimes in certain gears, especially the gears which are forward, which means that the 1, 3rd and 5th could have offered smoother shifts. The clutch though is on the lighter side, and downshifting, getting onto the throttle, and it does pick up pace very nicely, although I would have loved it if the mid-range was slightly better. Although you can hear it, it does sound very nice as well. Now of course this is a Ford, which means that the steering offers good amount of feel and the brakes are also strong in terms of stopping power. And right now I'm trying to pick up from third, so you can realize that mid-range could have done slightly better. But yes, as soon as it hits around 4,500 RPM, it absolutely starts getting up, or rather the dragon kicked in your feeling certainly comes from somewhere or the other. Okay, the brakes, yeah, they are good, but the ABS is a bit oversensitive for my liking, because when you brake hard the ABS tends to pulsate a bit too much. And off we go. Redline actually comes in almost close to 7,000 RPM, slightly above 6,500 RPM, and the handling is very good. In fact, the ride and handling balance of this vehicle is extremely great, although when you compare to the Aspire, this is slightly on the stiffer side, especially the Figo Titanium Blue, because it takes a suspension setup from the Figo S, which by the way has been discontinued now. Overall handling is very good because the steering offers good amount of feel and feedback as well. Low speed, the steering is light. High speed, it does weigh up, offers good amount of feel and feedback. Body roll is very well contained, and the suspension is slightly on the stiffer side when compared to the Aspire, which means that on bad roads the suspension is not able to cope up so well, because it goes through a third and you can feel something inside the cabin, but that is only at higher speeds. If you slow down on bad roads, certainly the ride quality is good, and overall I would say the ride quality is very good, and the ride and handling balance is extremely well done on the Figo. Here we go, onto the throttle, good amount of punch, and off we are. So as you can see, the Ford Figo has always been a brilliant car in terms of performance, in terms of dynamics, and in terms of value for money, and this car now gets better thanks to the new petrol engine on offer and the addition of more features as well. So definitely the Figo is one of the best hatchbacks in the market, and Ford is offering a lot of peace of mind now thanks to the service packages which are available, plus it gets the option of a 5-year warranty as well. And in terms of cost of ownership, this is by far the cheapest in the segment to own. Thus, if you're looking for a hatchback which is easy on the pocket, fun to drive, and most importantly offers terrific value for money, look no further than the Ford Figo. Yeah, a petrol car doing such kind of wheel spins, well, that's thanks to the 120 Newton meters of torque on offer. This is a 5-speed gearbox. I would have loved it if it had slicker shifts, but overall I give a big thumbs up to the Ford Figo, a very attractively priced vehicle with a lot of features, although I miss the Aspire's infotainment system. That would have made this package even better. So guys, this is my review of the Ford Figo, and if you liked it, you know what you have to do. Give it a thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye.